Bonjour à tous, hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm so happy that you found me here. When you think of Paris, what is one thing that comes to your mind? To a lot of us, it would be the Eiffel Tower. La Tour Eiffel or the Eiffel Tower is one of the most symbolic structures that represents Paris. The Eiffel Tower is a wrought iron lattice tower on the Champ de Mars in Paris, France. It is named after the engineer Gustave Eiffel, whose company designed and built the tower from 1887 to 1889. It was constructed as a centerpiece of the 1889 World's Fair, as well as a celebration of the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution that had started in 1789. Today I'd like to show you 15 spots in Paris where you can enjoy great views of the iconic Eiffel Tower. Let's go! Allons-y! Galerie Lafayette Haussmann. One of the places you can admire the Eiffel Tower the best in Paris would be at the rooftop of the department store Galerie Lafayette. It's free to go to the rooftop of this historic department store opened in 1894. You will see a lot of people there at any time of the day, but it's actually a great place to see one of the busiest streets in Paris as well as the Grand Eiffel Tower. It opens at 10 a.m. and until 8:30 in the evening, except for Sunday when it opens between 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. The nearest metro stations are Chaussée d'Antin Lafayette on lines 7 and 9, and Havre-Comartin on lines 3 and 9, and Aubert Station on RER. Trocadéro. Trocadéro Pont d'Iéna, side of the Palais de Chaillot, is just across the Seine from the Eiffel Tower. It has probably the best view of the magnificent Eiffel Tower. Nowadays, the square is officially named Place du Trocadéro et du 11 Novembre for the armistice of World War I, but it is usually simply called the Place du Trocadéro. The nearest metro station is Trocadéro on lines 6 and 9. Panthéon. One of the most imposing and stately buildings in Paris is Le Panthéon, or the Pantheon. The construction of the building was ordered in 1744 by Louis XV. The final plan of the Grand Dome of the Panthéon was accepted in 1777, and it was completed in 1790. The dome is 83 meters, or 272 feet high. If you take a guided tour of the dome, you will have access to the quasi-top of the dome. When you go up the terrace of the dome, you have a panoramic view of the French capital, including the Eiffel Tower. If you want to see the panoramic view of Paris and learn about the patron saint of Paris, please watch the top panoramic view in Paris on the hill of the patron saint of Paris video. The Panthéon is open from 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. every day. The nearest metro stations are Maubert Mutualité on line 10 and Place Monge Station on line 7. In front of the Dôme des Invalides. Les Invalides is a complex of buildings in the 7th arrondissement of Paris, containing museums and monuments, all relating to the military history of France, as well as a hospital and an old soldiers' retirement home, the building's original purpose. The Dôme des Invalides has been converted into a shrine of some of France's leading military figures, most notably the tomb of Napoleon. If you want to learn more about Napoleon Bonaparte and see Napoleon's tomb in the Dôme des Invalides, please check out the All About Napoleon Bonaparte and His Favorite Palace in 16 Minutes video. Before entering the ground of the Dôme des Invalides, on the Avenue de Tourville where it meets the Boulevard des Invalides, you can enjoy the delightful view and admire the grandiose Eiffel Tower beyond the Golden Dome. Les Invalides opens from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. There are two metro stations close to Les Invalides, La Tour Montbourg on line 8 and Varennes on line 13. Musée Rodin. Musée Rodin or Rodin Museum is at a walking distance from Les Invalides. It is a beautiful museum you'd want to visit. The museum is located at 77 Rue de Varenne in the 7th arrondissement of Paris. The Musée Rodin contains most of Rodin's significant sculptures, including the Thinker, the Kiss, the Burghers of Calais, and the Gates of Hell, both in his garden and in the museum. From the garden of the Musée Rodin, you see the Eiffel Tower in the backdrop of one of the most famous sculptures in the world, Le Penseur, or the Thinker in English. The nearest metro station is Varennes on line 13. The museum and its garden open from 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. daily except for Monday. If you want to know more about Auguste Rodin and his museum, please watch Rodin vs. Braudel, Was Auguste Rodin a Better Sculptor video. Bateaux-mouches. Bateaux-mouches are open excursion boats along the River Seine in Paris. The boats have an open upper deck where you can see all the famous and symbolic places of Paris, including the Eiffel Tower. The cruise path is 15 kilometers or 9.25 miles long, and if you take a tour without lunch or dinner, it takes about 70 minutes. The view of the Eiffel Tower from the boat is fantastic. The Bateaux-mouches cruise begins and ends at the foot of the Eiffel Tower. Pont de la Concorde. The Pont de la Concorde is an arch bridge across the Seine in Paris, connecting the Quai des Tuileries at the Place de la Concorde on the right bank and the Quai d'Orsay on the left bank of the Seine. With the foreground of the Pont Alexandre III or the Alexander III Bridge, you will have a very unique view of the Eiffel Tower. If you are going to Les Invalides, Place de la Concorde or Champs-Élysées, you can easily stop by Le Pont de la Concorde. The bridge is located on the border between the 7th and 8th arrondissement of Paris, and the nearest metro station is Concorde on lines 1, 8, and 12 from the right bank, and Assemblée Nationale station on line 12 on the left bank. Flamme de la Liberté. La Flamme de la Liberté in Paris is a full-sized gold-leaf covered replica of the flame of the torch from the Statue of Liberty. It is located near the northern end of the Pont de l'Alma, on the Place Diana in the 16th arrondissement, from where you can appreciate the conspicuously grand Iron Tower. The Flamme de la Liberté became an unofficial memorial for Diana, Princess of Wales, after her 1997 death in the tunnel beneath the Pont de l'Alma. The nearest metro station is Iéna, on line 9. La Tour Montparnasse. Built on the site of the old Montparnasse train station, the Montparnasse Tower stands on its 58 floors in the heart of the Rive Gauche, or the left bank of the Seine. The building is in line with the axis created by the Palais de Chaillot, the Champ de Mars, the École Militaire, and the Eiffel Tower. You will be able to marvel at this quintessential Eiffel Tower from the Montparnasse Tower, either at the rooftop or at the Café du Ciel on the 56th floor of the building. The nearest station is Montparnasse Bienvenue on lines 4, 6, 12, and 13. Tour Saint-Jacques. The Tour Saint-Jacques is a monument located in the 4th arrondissement of Paris, not far from the City Hall, l'Hôtel de Ville de Paris. The Tour Saint-Jacques is the remains of the former 16th century Church of Saint-Jacques de la Boucherie, which was demolished in 1797 during the French Revolution. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You can go up the tower if you take a guided tour. But remember that you'd have to climb the narrow spiral case of 300 steps of the monument to go to the top. When you reach the top, you will have a breathtaking view of Paris. Part of this amazing view is the Eiffel Tower. You will love it. The Tour Saint-Jacques is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. from Wednesday to Sunday. I strongly recommend you to book a tour online. The nearest metro stations are Châtelet on lines 1, 4, 7, and 14, and Hôtel de Ville on lines 1 and 11. Le Pont de Birakem. The Pont de Birakem is an arch bridge made of steel that connects the 15th and 16th arrondissement of Paris. The bridge has 2 levels, and from the pedestrian level, you will have a splendid view of the Eiffel Tower. The Birakem Bridge looks dazzling throughout the day, but especially in the evening and in the early morning. The upper level of the bridge is used by the Metro Line 6. The nearest metro station is Birakem-Grenelle on Line 6. L'Arc de Triomphe. The Arc de Triomphe de l'Étoile, often called simply the Arc de Triomphe, must be one of the most famous monuments in Paris. Standing at the western end of the Champs-Élysées at the center of the Place Charles de Gaulle, l'Arc de Triomphe is formed by its 12 radiating avenues. This magnificent Arc de Triomphe was commissioned by Emperor Napoleon in 1806 after the victory at Austerlitz. When you go up the monument, you can discover the most exquisite view of Paris from the terrace of the Arc de Triomphe. Do you see what I mean? And the Eiffel Tower stands out so magnificently when you see it on the terrace of the Arc de Triomphe. It is an unforgettable sight. It opens at 10 a.m. from Wednesday to Monday and at 11 a.m. on Tuesday, and closes either at 10:30 p.m. or 11 p.m. depending on the season. The nearest metro station is Charles de Gaulle Étoile on lines 1, 2, 6, and RER. Café Le Recrutement. Café Le Recrutement on Rue Saint-Dominique is a classic French cafe that has tables both inside and outside. It's only a few blocks away from the Eiffel Tower, so that you can enjoy a cup of coffee or a meal while admiring the beautiful Eiffel Tower. Or, of course, you can just walk up the Rue Saint-Dominique enjoying the view of the Eiffel Tower. The address of the cafe is 36 Boulevard de la Maubourg in the 7th arrondissement of Paris. The nearest metro station is La Tour Maubourg on line 8. Rue Buenos Aires. Rue Buenos Aires or Buenos Aires Street is a short sloped street leading to the Eiffel Tower in the 8th arrondissement of Paris. Since it has a fantastic view of the Eiffel Tower, there always are a lot of people on this street. The Eiffel Tower is so grand and looks so close, but actually it is standing 400 meters or 440 yards from the Buenos Aires Street. The nearest metro station is Birakem-Grenelle on line 6, which is about 500 meters or 600 yards from the Buenos Aires Street. La Tour Eiffel. It sounds silly, but it's true that you can see the Eiffel Tower really up close from the ground where the tower is standing. There is no substitute for this place for this view. You can go up to the 3rd level of the tower, where there is only the antenna above you, and Paris lies at your feet. You don't see the Eiffel Tower itself when you are inside the tower, but you can admire the structure and the wrought iron frame of the tower as well as the panoramic view of Paris. The tower opens between 9 a.m. and 12 a.m., midnight. The nearest metro station is Champ de Mars Tour Eiffel Station on RER. These are the 15 spots in Paris where you can enjoy the amazing view of the Eiffel Tower. I hope you visit some or all of these places when you go to Paris next time. I'll leave you here for today. I hope to see you again next week. If you have enjoyed today's video, please do give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe if you want to see more of my weekly videos. Thanks for watching.